Hello YouTube and welcome back to Rabbit Games YouTube channel. My name is SSJGazhan99 and this is a Let's Play of Vandal Hearts The Flames of Judgment. This game, as you can see, came out in 2009. It came out on Xbox Live Arcade. It came out on, I believe it came out on the PS3 as well. I'm a huge fan of Vandal Hearts. Some bits are voice-overed, so I'll let you guys listen to those guys, and some bits aren't. I will explain my setup in a minute, reason why the video quality is pretty bad. I'm actually using a webcam to record, so I'll let you guys watch the video and I'll see you guys in momentarily.
My name is Doldrin Gray, and for 20 years I marched through the blood of my comrades. Men who gave their lives for family, for country, for war. In the year 283, the nation of Urdu attacked our kingdom of Balustrade. Through battle after battle, as my brothers fell around me, I survived. In 303, there at Timian Vale, we vowed to finish it, and so did the enemy. Beneath the storm clouds, day and night were as one. The Vale was a cauldron of death. Martin! And into it we poured every man we still had, until... It was God who ended the war, and with it our hopes for victory. He left our children fatherless, our crops unplanted, and our kingdom in need of a savior.
Okay, right, so explanation. Right, unfortunately for me, I don't have a capture card or anything like that, so I'm literally set up with a webcam. My Xbox sound goes through my PC via an external cable, goes into my speakers or into my microphone socket, and basically it's set to listen. So basically you can hear a really good quality sound, but you get a really bad picture. Unfortunately, because I'm using an old school webcam, it's pretty old. The quality isn't so great, as you can expect with webcams. Video capture cards, especially for the Xbox, are very expensive. Can't afford it, so I'm just basically using a very simple setup: webcam, my main microphone from my headset, and obviously the Xbox connection for the sound. Now you can see some of the writing. If I see a blurred section on any of the writing, I will say it out loud so you can actually hear roughly what's being said. I'm not exactly a fast reader, so I'll leave some bits on the screen for you. I am a big fan of the Vandal Hearts games. I love these games to pieces. They're one of my favourite games on the PlayStation. Vandal Hearts 1 and 2, probably one of the best set of games on the PlayStation, bar none. Again, I love Final Fantasy and stuff. They probably do have a higher settings in the social world, but Vandal Hearts 1, Vandal Hearts 2, fantastic games. Saw this on Xbox a couple of years ago, thought I want to get it, couldn't afford to buy it. My brother got me some points on the Xbox and I basically used them to buy this. I'll leave the stuff on the screen so you can read it. Obviously you can read it quite well. I'm just going to leave it enough up there for you to get a good read. I could skip through it relatively quickly and you could just pause the screen to read the writing if you wish. But yeah, so here we go. Just get in there. Tobias is the main character. Just so you know. Again, I've played the demo for this, so I pretty much know what's going on. I've had to do a few pre-tests of sound and general picture quality. the pixels that you've got on the screen here, the dead pixels in the screen, they're not so visible to me. I can see them fine, I can see the screen fine, but on the actual camera they come across really, really prominent. So if you don't mind ignoring those, of course, it'll be fantastic, but some people will find it a bit disturbing to see dead pixels in the screen. But unfortunately I can't really hook my desktop to this screen and use my main screen to record through, just because the way my PC is set up in my room. So here we go. I'm not too sure if you can read that. Basically it just says Mannix, give it a rest. Yes sir, General Horn. Sir, pff, just because your dad was a general in the war doesn't make you one. Hopefully you can read that properly. I can see that relatively well on the screen. The way I'm actually recording this is through XSplit. I've got my webcam displaying through XSplit for a big screen. I'm recording via Fraps through that. The reason I'm doing that is because XSplit won't record using my microphone, this one, and using game sounds. So I have to do that through Fraps. So that's what I'm doing. If you haven't played a Vandal Hearts style game before, it's very much like Final Fantasy Tactics or any of the Tactics style games, even down to Disgaea. It's another very, very similar game to Vandal Hearts. I'm not too sure what came out first, the Final Fantasy Tactics style games or Vandal Hearts. I haven't really looked into it, to be perfectly honest, but the basic gist is you have a movement box around you. Melee guys basically swing within a four icon section around you, north, south, east, west. With a ranged section, basically you miss out the 4 boxes around you, and basically anything beyond that is fair game, up to a certain distance. In the original Vandal Hearts games, you had to click on to move. So to move your character, you had to click to actually move. These buttons here are greyed out. You can see that's highlighted as well, so just so you know it's greyed out. Examine, so pick up a practice sword and a practice bow, and it continues on. Now head over to the training dummy to begin practicing some melee combat. Yeah, so though it is a bit laggy on my screen, it's perfectly clear, as you know. And here we go. So you're going to hurt somebody with that thing. Why don't you go back to school and leave this to the grown-ups? Hey, basically what he said there. Excuse me. He basically says, knock it off and listen up, guys. I want you to take a few practice swings on the dummy in front of you. So, practice using the attack command on the target in front of you. So attack, HP, MP, how far you can move. I believe the 5 and 5 is your attack strength, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Basically what this says here, you can't really see it, just underneath it, it says 5. That's basically its weapon skill, I believe, or something similar to that. You are losing the very corners of the screen here. I can't set the camera up so you can get the whole screen. Otherwise you'll basically leave barriers over the top around the screen here and here down the bottom. You'll see the whole screen instead of just the screen. I wanted it so you recorded just the screen. So when you go into combat, give you a defense rating, attack rating, confirm, cancel, confirm to a strike, boom. So I'm not too sure how they work the figures out here. I'm assuming it's going to be your attack strength plus your abilities with the weapon itself. Say for instance its abilities is say 4, you're going to hit around about 20, or as you see there 16. So it's just random. When I did my test run, I was doing like 20, 21, 19, 20, 21 when I was doing these attacks, whereas as you saw there I had a 16 there. So each time you make a swing, you basically learn a slightly bit more about your weapons. Your skills go up. Excuse me. Each time you use a magic skill or anything like that, again, a similar sort of thing happens. So you learn your magic skills through that sort of thing. I believe you can read that pretty much. I can read it okay. That's fine. Well, you couldn't really see what happened there. Basically, he was spinning around like a whirlwind with his big axe. So he basically saying, Mannix, you need to be careful. Hammers swing wild. They'll hit everyone around you, friend or foe. So that's a good thing to understand when it comes to playing the game, is you can actually hurt your own people while fighting, so you've got to be careful what you do. So watch where your friends are standing before you swing one round. Yeah, in Vandal Hearts 1 there was no friendly fire. You basically just cast spells, throw melee attacks wherever you wanted. It didn't matter, you all went first, then the computer went, then you went, and the computer went. With Vandal Hearts 2 there was friendly fire, there was ability to miss. You and your opponent moved at the same time, so it was a good way of, like, you know, practicing, not practicing, but you guessed or you set up the enemy to be hit by something. If you missed the enemy with a magic spell, with an attack, you lost your attack, you lost your magic spell, you burnt your mana for nothing. So with Vandal Hearts 2 there was a lot more tactics involved, a lot more, you know, setting your enemy up to be attacked, as well as trying to keep yourself alive, because again, if they focused one person, you were doomed. So you basically needed to move that person around, and you needed to know exactly where that person's going to be. This one is not exactly that way. It's a little bit more from obviously the little test play I did earlier. I move and the computer moves after I move, so it goes my turn, computer turn, my turn, computer turn, my turn. So that's one person, computer one person, my one person, computer's one person, my one person, and so on and so on. So it's a little less tactically involved as Vandal Hearts 2 was, and a little bit more like Vandal Hearts 1 in that sense. But it's kept the skill ups using certain weapons like Vandal Hearts 2 had, and it's also kept obviously the friendly fire that Vandal Hearts 2 had as well. So I believe if you AoE with spells, you will hit them as well as yourself. If you AoE heal, you will heal them as well as yourself, I believe. So time to learn how to use a bow. I'm trying to keep it as brief as possible. Just giving as much brief description as I possibly can to each individual abilities and stuff. Again, I'm not very well versed in this specific game. This is the first time I've really picked it up and played it. I've played the demo a couple of times.
Calvin, you've been practicing.
And obviously just done a couple of quick test runs to test out the video quality, sound quality, and exactly what you guys are getting from myself and what have you. So, alright, let's see if we can turn this up a bit. Right, so in this game as well, Vandal Hearts 2 and Vandal Hearts never had this ability to switch weapons. I believe this is a Final Fantasy Tactics style thing. I believe Disgaea also had this ability as well, to switch weapons mid-combat. Now, I'm not too sure whether I like that ability, but you know what? Whatever, you know what I mean? It makes the tactics a little bit more involved. You know, you need to be able to how do I do it? Arrange your tactics around your secondary weapons as well as your primary. So say for instance someone gets in pretty close, you know they're going to get in close, switch to your sword and you'll counter attack, so on and so on. Basically that's what you want to do. Again, if you see yourself being set up by the computer for ranged attacks, you could then go, you know what, I'm going to get hit by ranged attacks, there's no one within melee range, switch to your bow. That way you will counter when they attack you with a bow. Obviously it does differ. There's obviously certain rulings, things like if they're on an upper level and you're at the very edge of their range, they can hit you, but you obviously can't fire back because you're obviously out of range because you're on the lower level. Again, that all has something to do, even in Vandal Hearts 1 and 2, if you was at a high level, you hit harder, you had a higher chance to block and things like that. When you had a bow at a higher level, you had a much superior range. Basically that says, before we start the magic training, I want to give you something. Tobias, open the chest over here. So yeah, I believe it never worked for magic. I think magic was the only one. This was the one thing that never really changed when you was above I'll add that. So just replace the herb because I don't think I'm going to need it. So I believe that was the only one that didn't actually change when it came to getting up above on a higher level. It just, you don't expect it to. A lot of the time when you're single casting, you have no even line of sight issues wasn't a problem. As long as you were within range, you could hit anybody with a spell that you cast. So magic, damage, dark star, confirm. Now obviously your main character, which is Tobias, he's pretty much an all-rounder. You can make him into a mage, you can make him into a healer, you can make him into a bowman, swordsman, axes. I don't really know what axes do in this game, but I believe you can get axes, pole arms, all them sort of things. You can make him into an all-rounder, really. So, from what I can tell with the game itself, as right, I believe those two last for 5 turns. That lasts for 3. So if I put mobility on myself, movement up, so basically I can move further. Magic shield, cure, heal. Pretty much he's been made to be an all-rounder. You can specialise in specific things, like I believe the main character's been designed to be an out-and-out DPSer. But I can obviously make him into whatever I want. I don't have to be an out-and-out DPSer. Calvin's meant to be a ranged mage class, so you know, you can stick him with how do I put it? You can put him with staves. You can put him with a bow. You can put him with pretty much anything you want, really. So my first action is going to be an item and to give myself some mage oil. Yeah, I'll do that. That'll basically max me out for mana. So as you can see, the bandit will move next, and then I move. So I move forward, and what I'm going to do with Calvin, I'm actually going to put a defensive shield on. Wrong one. It's going to be augment. Oh, haste. Right, what does haste do? So press X to bring up the menu. Hastens targets, increasing their reaction times. Mobility speeds up the target, increasing their movement, and mana charge basically transfers mana to an ally. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put haste on him because I expect him to be out in front. And then obviously the computer takes their turns.
Ready to die.
These guys move. Now, actually, I want to move, so I want to move. Oh, I've still got mobility on, haven't I? So let's move to there. And let's go attack. Do the back. See, now if I'd attacked that bowman, the bowman would have been able to attack me back. So, as you can see here, I can counter-attack now with that bowman.
Perfect.
And get a little skill up on bows.
I can do this.
So I'm going to move him forward. And I'm going to go magic. Let's go damage. I can't hit anybody. Right, so let's heal. Augment. Mobility. Haste. He should already have haste on. Did I put haste and mobility on him last turn? Let's just... I'll put this one on. So spell haste. Reactions up. I think I put haste on him.
Follow my lead.
I'm pretty damn sure I put haste on him.
Watch and learn.
See, I can't counter attack because obviously I'm out of range.
I'm ready.
So I want to... Actually, is there any way I can actually hit those guys? No, I don't think there is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back here and I'm going to damage Void Star. Actually, let's just try a Void Blast. Let's see what it actually does. 52 damage. Holy shit. So, right, back here. As always, back attacks are unavoidable. Do slightly more damage, and that's basically it. So it's always best to hit. It's always best to hit from behind if you can. From the side, you get slightly more damage and a slightly less chance for them to dodge. I don't know how you can miss from behind, but he's gonna attack me now. There we go.
Come on, take this.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
So yeah, as I was saying, you're not supposed to miss from behind, but obviously it did. So I believe there's still the old rock paper scissors style gameplay as well. So I should be able to kill this guy. That's pretty hardcore. I'm actually going to go and heal him. So let's move you to there. Let's go magic, heal, heal.
Yeah!
Nice. Probably going to go behind Calvin as well. The main reason why he's attacking Calvin is obviously because Calvin can't counterattack. So I believe that's why he's doing that. So let's go damage, Dark Star. Excuse me. Ooh. So he's nearly dead. And then Calvin, you can move to there and attack. Oh, she's out of range. Let's move you to there then, so we can attack you from there. So magic damage, forward star.
Follow my lead.
That's him dead.
Watch and learn.
Hopefully Calvin will go first. Nice. Allows me to just burn a bit more EXP, to be honest. So magic, heal. Let's heal you.
Here we go. So long.
Nice. And that's basically the end of the first level. It's basically a tutorial level. It's very easy. As with all Vandal Hearts games, every time you kill a person, you get about 100 gold each. Every time you lose a person, you lose 100 gold. So, so basically that's the general gist. When you win, you gain a certain amount of gold. When you lose people, you lose a certain amount of gold. So, we'll continue on. I'll basically get to the first part where I can save it.
No!
I'll save it and then I'll start uploading. I'll get it over and done with in a second. I'll start uploading this to YouTube, and I'll be ready to go. So, sorry about going too quickly there. If you want to see that, just pause it and try and read it. I can't see that from the screen, so we have to warn the Silver Order, Tobias. Calvin, get to the Devil's Steel garrison. Call for reinforcements. I'll get down there and start an evacuation. Mannix, guard the church. Tell Liana to be ready. Be careful, Sebastian. Calvin, come on.
Well fought, men.
Victory. So as I said, you get your money for killing a certain amount of enemies, and if you lose anybody, you will lose 100 gold. So, or you lose a portion of it. Right, so the menu screen. Leave camp, save. I'm going to save it here, and I'll continue on with the next part probably tomorrow. I'm going to try and get some of this done every day if I can. If not, I'll try and get some levels done more often than others. When it comes to the secret treasures and all that sort of stuff, and the maps and all that, you know, there's hardly any information about this game out there on the web. So when it comes down to that, it's literally as I see it is as I play. If I do see something that I can go back to and collect, I will go back to it and collect it if I can. Again, I will be doing a lot of like ensnaring to try and collect all the loot if possible. So this is SSJGazhan99 from Vandal Hearts Games YouTube channel, and as always, I'll see you guys soon.